Sipping on these G's is a beanbag.
Good evening, grappling fans, and welcome to Breakthrough Grappling Series number 7. Tonight's card will feature contests in the men's 200-pound division, a number 1 contenders match, 3 championship matchups, and of course, a series of breakthrough grappling super fights. Breakthrough grappling number 7, sponsored by Durable Grappler, and tonight's submission of weight is brought to you by Paisanos. Tonight's match of the night is sponsored and athletics. If you're going to roll, roll with finesse. And tonight's first matchup will be contested in the Breakthrough Grappling Series Future Champion Division. First, representing Victory Jiu-Jitsu in Sackville, Nova Scotia, please welcome Nolan Baker. His opponent, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, please welcome Ashton Armstrong. He will now assume control of the mats.
Man, Sawyer King, we're back at it finally. Breakthrough Grappling Series. Let's go.
Too long. I've been waiting to be back on the mics for a while, and these guys are right at it.
I love it. Well, we missed the last one, and, back by popular demand, right?
Yeah, I got to say, I love feeling the love from the fans.
Me too, buddy. Let's hope we don't disappoint tonight, but I don't think this card is going to disappoint. Look at these kids going at it.
Yeah, I don't see how this card will disappoint. We're starting off with 2 youngsters who are really just getting after it right now. Gotta love to see these kids be so young and really want to put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, man, and Breakthrough giving the young guys a chance on every card, which is amazing.
It's one of my favorite parts of the sport.
So we've got Nolan Baker on top at the moment. Looks like he's putting a good amount of pressure there, but Cashin has a hold of his chin, so could prevent the pass a little bit here. Pretty solid top pressure at this point by Nolan.
Yeah, and it's going to be cool to see where these guys are so young. We don't see a lot of them, what their game is at this point in their career.
Yeah, I wish I started jiu-jitsu at that age.
Oh, that's a dream, but that's the best part about the sport right now. We got young kids getting to start at such a young age, and now they're getting to really showcase their skills at a high level to a crowded room of fans.
Yeah, and the room is crowded tonight, man. Like, there's barely an empty seat here. It's pretty sick. I love seeing that.
Pretty soon we might need a bigger venue for these cards.
That's it.
But we aren't forgetting about the fans at home. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad we could be here presenting this live cast to you guys. So we got a little open guard situation here. Just kind of fighting the feet, fighting the knees. Cashin is scooting in. Looks like he'd like to establish a position, but man, nice little pass there.
Nolan looks very comfortable on top, and it's really nice to see that these guys know where they want to be. They're looking to implement their game plan.
No, that's right, and you can see that he's put the time in there. A lot of heavy crossface, and he's comfortable there. But Cashin's doing a good job, like keeping everything tight, kind of trying to frame. And remember, there's no points in this first 5 minutes, so the rule set dictates this. You know, you don't have to panic when you're in a bad spot early in the match.
Exactly. It really creates an interesting environment. You don't have to see so much franticness. You can really settle into your own game and kind of let the butterflies and the jitters leave if you need to.
No, you're 100% right.
Really good transition to mount.
Transition to mount. And establishing the low mount there, you know, classic scoring technique. Not so relevant right now, but not a bad play when you're trying to establish position.
In about 7 seconds, that will change, though, Dana. We're going to really see points be a factor.
And so points are in effect now. it's important that folks kind of that are watching this, the points that are already scored, so he's in the mount, you don't score those points once it becomes points in effect, only new points and new positions. So now there's been a regard. If there's a pass again, then that'll be points.
It's always interesting to see how game plans change on the fly once you hear points in effect from the announcers.
100%. I mean, there's definitely more at stake, right?
One thing I'm impressed by is the composure of these young men.
Oh, man, 100%. I don't think I would have had the guts to compete at this level when I was that age. I still barely have the guts to compete at this level.
There's a lot of people around that aren't as tough as these two kids, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Well, that's super. A lot of pressure. That shoulder pressure wears you down over time, right?
With 2 minutes left, you're going to want to see how quick he is to pass, or is he going to want to burn some more time, really burn out Cashin on bottom a bit more?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it seems like the strategy is to really work that top game. He's got the neck kind of wrapped up now, but there you go. Now that's nasty.
He has the neck wrapped too. Let's see if he's going to attempt a guillotine here. Transitions to mount.
That was good, but there's the points. So that's I see scored 4 points there. Thought there might be a guard pass as well, but
1 minute and 10 left, 4 points. It's a thin lead, but if you're on bottom, it feels like a big one.
it does, and Cashin here really kind of just has to get a good reversal going and start to mount some offense here himself. But easier said than done when you're getting kind of crushed on the top.
There's no quit in Cashin, though. He's underneath, but he is really working to escape that mount.
Oh, absolutely. Training out of a really great school, and I'm sure he's well prepared for the match. It's just not going his way at the moment, but, you win some and you learn from others. But there's still time here. He can fight his way out of this and make something happen. It can happen quick.
Love to see Nolan not content with winning on points, though. He's transitioning to high mount, looking for the armbar.
Going for the armbar. He's fighting the hands. There it is, and a tap with 8 seconds remaining. That's sick. Great work by these young guys.
Really great
Let's
work.
turn it over to Jeremy here, folks, for the decision.
Your winner by armbar, Nolan Baker. Tonight's next matchup is the first of our Breakthrough Grappling Series Super Fights. First, representing Grant's Martial Arts Academy in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, please welcome to the mats, Breton Maloney. His opponent, representing Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Amherst, Nova Scotia, please welcome Lawson Gilbert.
Well, nice little super fight here out of a couple of great camps. Should be a really good one.
Oh, yeah, some young athletes really both looking to make a name. I'm expecting nothing but fireworks right now. Both these guys have been building something special in the gyms, I guarantee.
And Lawson, a hometown guy, is that he part of your crew?
He is part of the Breakthrough crew, yes. He's I've gotten to see him really grow up and really get to train and turn into a great grappler.
That's great. Unfortunately, finds himself in a bit of heat here right now with that guillotine, but it looks like he's doing the right things. Very good escape. A nice attack sequence there, but great job staying on the escape.
You can tell both these guys are having fun being in the thick of it now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Smiles
and they have
on
the
both
energy
their
to go
faces.
for it the whole match long, right?
Oh, yeah. So these guys, I've seen them both compete. I've trained with one of them. Cardio is not going to be an issue here.
No, absolutely.
And speaking of these gyms building something special, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Bowden Construction. Thank you for sponsoring this event.
Nick is one of the nicest guys ever. Love that guy.
He is. And a jump triangle here.
Not a super tough connection there between his ankle and his knee, but he's putting it on for sure.
No quit. He is chasing the triangle.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a great job chasing the angle here. Oh, the hand is up, and there's a tap. Wow, crazy.
Great triangle.
Really nice finish.
By triangle, Beaton Maloney. Tonight's next match is our first contest in the Breakthrough Grappling Series Men's 200-pound division. First, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Steve Benson. His opponent, representing Woodshop Jiu-Jitsu in Antigonish, Nova Scotia, please welcome Beaton.
Well, this is going to be exciting. First match in the 200-pound division, working their way, these guys, to a chance at the title.
Folks at home, if you are unaware, you better get aware. These two guys are some of the best vets in the game right now in the Maritimes. Steve Benson out of Halifax, instructor there, is always on the scene, and Dylan Beaton out of Woodshop. And I can tell you from personal experience, his game in the legs is very, very good, so look out for that.
Absolutely, and I do remember seeing Dylan recently received his black belt, right, along with his wife, so that was pretty exciting stuff.
Huge congrats.
Yeah, huge congrats. Big accomplishment. When you're a leg player, this position is like you're salivating. Even though you're getting to feel like you're getting attacked, I mean, he can turn this into something really easy. But, man, that is a deep, deep bite on that Dars.
And Steve's doing the right thing, staying connected to the head, not letting him get underneath and elevate.
That's right. Head control is key, right, when you're defending against leg attackers. Smart play.
You're never truly safe with a beating in the legs, though.
No, 100%. We saw Ken win the East Coast Grappling Championships, the Advanced Absolute, and in pretty spectacular fashion with that attack.
Always interesting to see how comfortable these guys can be, even though they're in the middle of a fight. Both have seen the positions before, and they know they're just one good transition away from taking the position they need.
That's right, and it's experience on the mats, right, and being in these positions hundreds and hundreds of times. So this is old hat for these guys. Now there's a nice little bite on the legs.
Heel.
Very good scrambling. Steven is not going to be easy to finish in any regard. Ooh, little triangle setup.
Both of these guys keeping a high pace, too. It's been a few good scrambles and a lot of really good defensive and offensive grappling so far.
Yeah, how much of that is, some adrenaline, too, right off the hop? So you might see things lull a little bit here as we get a little deeper into the match, but they both look like they're really fit and prepared for the fight. So I'm sure that they can go the distance pretty easy.
Very true.
Ooh, nice scramble into a triangle.
Wow.
Into a mounted triangle position. Very nice.
Now, Dylan can take his time here. He has really good position, and Steve is not going to be easy to finish.
And there's really no pressure more uncomfortable than the mounted triangle. Like, it just sucks to be stuck underneath that.
And
Very nice.
Steven heard you and said, well, I'm not going to be here anymore.
Oh, right back to an armbar. Just
Beautiful.
constant attacks here.
Beautiful transitions by Dylan.
And he's kind of trying to enter in off a K-guard style position, back on the legs again. Just constant attacking. Steve just threw a big smile over to his coaches on that attack sequence. He's like, oh my God, what do I got to do to get this guy to stop? But he's in a pretty decent spot here now. Got a bit of a gift wrap position, looking to set up some pressure on the arm triangle.
If you can keep that pressure, the shoulders on the mat, the crossface, it's going to be very hard for Dylan to elevate the hips and get into the legs where he wants to be.
Yeah, good job by Dylan, though, just like feeling that position and working to re-guard to full guard. When my students are on top and we're in the academy, if they start past the guard and they get re-guarded in a full guard, I make them do push-ups. Because, it's a regression, right? It's not where you want to be. And that's why you get swept, right?
Very true. And it can be really difficult to get past the guard. And I always say to people, you do all that work to get past the guard, you got to do it again if you mess it up.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're on the top in the closed guard, like, you really, only option you have is to open the guard. But the guy on the bottom has all kinds of options. So it's not a neutral position.
Especially in submission grappling, you see a lot of people conflate MMA in the closed guard and grappling in the closed guard. In grappling, you are at the mercy of whoever's on bottom if you are in the closed guard.
Yeah, 100%. Because there's no punches to the face. The great equalizer in MMA.
And that's why I stick to jiu-jitsu.
I'm glad not to fight anymore. I hate getting punched in the face. Oh, Steven going for his own leg attack. He uses it to sweep. Very nice. Look at the heavy pressure. Oh, splitting the legs apart. Points are now in effect, folks.
This changes the whole pace of this.
Yeah, let's see how these guys kind of adapt now and how they change their strategy.
You see, Steve's noticeably slower when he gets in top. He wants to really cook Dylan in these positions. He doesn't want to give him more chances at the legs. Beautiful transition into mount.
Beautiful. And that should score his points as long as he can hold the position. So that's a total of 7 points, folks, for the guard pass and the mount.
Really heavy mount from Steve. And he does want to keep him here, I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're almost 6 minutes in. I mean, this is the point where the gas tank starts to become a bit of a factor as well. You really have to dig deep.
To all you aspiring grapplers out there, get on the bike, get on the treadmill. This is why.
Reach out to Vince at Durable Grappler. That's the answer.
Shout out to Vince. He will bring your cardio game all the way up.
Even though you'll hate him for it some days. Lots of great pressure here. Good. Dylan's able to recover a bit of a quarter guard here, but still a lot of pressure on the head and shoulders here from Steve. And so, transitioning to the back.
Now this transition to the back could be costly for Dylan because Steven has just scored 4 points, putting him up to 11 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, that's a big deficit, but anything can happen.
You can never count either of these guys out.
No, you're right. I mean, these guys are both high level, and they know what they're doing. So don't think Dylan's given up in that position at all.
Both of these guys have been in this position 1,000 times before. They'll be in it 1,000 times again. So this is as entertaining as you can make it.
I like the strategy there, Steven, trying to cover the arm. Looks like he's going on the rear naked choke. We don't have a great angle, but...
Great back control from Steve.
Excellent control. A little setup here on the, could be looking to set up a triangle from the back.
The foot's out, and he is.
There you go, nice. That's a great escape by Dylan. Just tons of patience there.
With 1:30, Dylan is really looking to up the pace and make something happen.
Yeah, he's close to being in that submission, you know, need a submission zone, right?
See Dylan looking to try to expose the heels by elevating, you know, get back to his bread and butter when he needs it most.
A really good job by Steve, you know, staying heavy on the legs, heavy on the heels, and just not going to let that happen, right? And he knows that time is on his side. We got 50 seconds left. It's going to be tough to recover from this position for Dylan.
Both of these guys fighting till the end of this. Folks, if you're at home watching this, you are in for a treat.
100%.
We are off to a bang on this card.
Yeah, this has been sick. 2 great fights so far. 3 great fights. So we're down to 30 seconds. There's, you know, an attack in the works here on the legs for sure. You know Dylan's going to be trying to get desperate here, so Steve's got to be super careful. That looks nasty. Oh, he's popping the heel. He's got it out. Beautiful escaping. Don't give up on it yet, though.
5 seconds on the clock.
Wow, he slips a heel out again. And that finishes a fight. What a battle.
2 vets just putting on a show for the crowd.
That was absolutely sick. Let's turn it over to Jeremy for the decision.
Your winner by points, Steve Benson. Tonight's next matchup is another breakthrough grappling super fight. First, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, please welcome Nicholas Carr. His opponent, representing Quantum Jiu-Jitsu in Moncton, New Brunswick, please welcome Nicholas Theriault.
Well, exciting match here. I mean, Nick is a veteran. I remember back when I was, you know, this is going back probably 15 years, going to Moncton and teaching a small group at Dave Sims' gym, jiu-jitsu, and Nick was training then, you know, as a white belt. I know he's had time off in between, but just great to see, you know, the enduring qualities of people that train jiu-jitsu. You know, you can do it for years.
Oh, for sure. And the other Nick in there, he is a young rookie trying to make his mark right now. And he's got a good bite on the neck, so let's see what he can do with it.
It's the old dog versus the young pup then, is it?
It is very much. And I've had the pleasure of training both of these guys. Folks, these are some great grapplers.
We're also just giving a big shout out to the blue set from Roll with Finesse that we are both owners of. And Finesse is doing it right, man. So check out their stuff if you get a chance.
Nick gluing himself to that neck. He's really holding that guillotine grip. He's really looking for the top pressure there.
Yeah, like maybe a little Darce setup coming here, or...
His limbs are so long, he can really get anywhere.
Super long.
If you can believe it, he fought at 145 back in the day.
It fought MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him fighting on the old Elite 1 cards, but I don't recall the weight. But that's impressive.
Very close to a Choi bar setup.
Oh, looking for an armbar here. Good transitioning by these guys.
Nick Theriault's leg so hard to get around.
For sure. I was just thinking the same thing. And Nicholas is trying hard on the passing, but Nick is doing a great job kind of keeping his knees up and making that hard to do.
Nick looking to get that leg over top, but his other leg is trapped.
Job just kind of disengage, maybe reset, see what we can do.
Both of these guys very patient, they know what time they have. As Joel Jakar always says, 10 minutes is a long time.
It is a long time, especially when you're in there. In a way, it goes by fast, and another way, it goes by so slow. But your strategy has to match the rule set and the time frame, right? So, ooh, looking good, stretching it out here.
Looks like he has the arm.
Yeah, I know, like, that position just feels so nasty. Even if you don't get submitted, you're just getting your arms stretched over your head. Great escaping by Nick.
Very good.
Now he's on top. They've been changing positions like 3 or 4 times in this match. So, pretty open style of fighting here so far.
Nick looking to settle in on the back.
Don't go submission crazy, just get what you can.
Both hooks in for Nick Theriault. He has established back control.
You can body triangle. Yes.
Looking for that rear naked choke. Very good hand fighting for both of these guys.
Now he's got the body triangle locked up, and with his long legs, that's easy for him to do. But it's such a nasty position to be stuck in. Now, I'm liking this match so far. This is a good battle here. Nick's digging in. He's kind of got one arm under the chin, but maybe not on the best angle for that attack. He's fighting the other hand, and then boom, just like that, he's back on the bottom. These guys are playing fast and loose, but it's fun, and they know they don't have to worry about it. No points, right?
Oh, yeah. And that being said, points are 15 seconds from being in effect, so it's going to be interesting to see how they change their game plan.
Referee Jeremy Miskin sets them back up in the middle, and we'll resume the action here. So points are now in effect, so we're scoring. The tournament uses IBJJF scoring model, so that you'll see that kind of traditional points allocations for different positions. See Nick setting up a bit of a Kimura grip here.
He's got separation.
Looks promising.
Now I'm not in there, but when you have separation of that Kimura grip, you really got to sell out for that, because that can be the difference between the winning the match and a scramble like we see.
No, you're 100% right. And you use Fabio Helenda taught me that once you have the Kimura grip, you never let go. Like, because that's one of the most versatile gripping positions in jiu-jitsu. So you're right. You got to kind of fight that one through to the end. But maybe Nick felt something, who knows, right? But here he is. He finds himself back on top in a pretty good spot. No damage, no points lost, so.
He's been having success off the back, and now that points are in effect, he could really take control of the match with about 4 minutes left.
Absolutely. This could be points here. See, Jeremy is counting it out. There's 4 points for the back. He lost the position, but he's already scored the points, right? So that's advantage for Nick now. I guess both these guys are named Nick, which is really causing me problems.
For those at home, representing Halifax BJJ is Nick in the blue, and Nick in the black is representing Quantum.
I like it. Blue Nick and other Nick. Oh, man. That's a king of all nicknames.
4-3.
Yeah, it's close match. 3 points there for the guard pass by, I'm going to call blue Nick Nicholas and bottom Nick Nick. How about that?
That works for me because
right, I like
I'm getting confused too.
So we got Nicholas now on top. He's only down by 1 point. There's 2 3/4 minutes left, so lots of time here. He's looking to mount too. He wants to get ahead here.
And he's transitioned.
Yes, he
waiting for
has.
points.
Big crossface. You see Nick really starting to answer the phone already, so he's feeling the threat here from the head and arm triangle.
You can almost see Nick fading a little bit.
Yeah,
He put a lot of pace on earlier in the match, and I wonder if that's coming back to bite him.
Yeah. I mean, that very well could be the case, and you know that's one of the damn things about getting a little bit older too. Not that I've noticed. I'm still prime, but you know, others. I've heard from others.
Once again, shout out to Vince, Durable Grappler.
Absolutely. Keeping me young at heart. So we're down to inside 2 minutes. We've got a 3-point deficit, which is not a big gap to cover. So I think Nick here really has to find his way out of here in the next minute or so and then try and, you know, a guard pass would tie things up. First step, don't get submitted, right?
Yeah, and I would like to see him get more active on bottom. You know, he really does. He has a lot of skills to escape, and with that length, he can really make something happen. He just needs to really work here to get out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I'm his coach right now, I'm telling him just, you got to dig deep, right? You know, really dig in and let's get it going.
Nicholas playing it smart, though, staying in a really tight, high mount with a heavy crossface on.
Absolutely. And keeping that head and arm triangle and stuff really in the front of mind for Nick on the bottom. So it's a tough position. Nick doesn't want to, doesn't want to get submitted, but at the same time, his hips have been glued to the ground for most of the last couple of minutes. You know, in order to escape, you got to get the hips going. Especially when your opponent's high like that. That can sometimes open up opportunity for, you know, active hips.
35 seconds left in the match for Nick to make something happen here. You know, very smart game plan, though. You're up on points. You know points aren't effective for Nicholas, and you just stay on top. You keep the pressure on. And he's 20 seconds away from getting his first Breakthrough Grappling Series victory.
100%, man. It's sick. It's been a good fight, and he's done everything right. And he weathered quite a storm there in the beginning, so it was good perseverance from him. Now, going to score probably a few more points in the dying seconds here. There's another 4 points. He's still fighting for the neck. He wants it, but the time has expired. Oh, great decision win here by Nicholas on top. Great job.
Your winner by points, Nicholas Carr. Up is another Brew Grappling Series super fight. First, representing GF Team Moncton in Moncton, New Brunswick, please welcome Spencer Dunnett. And fighting out of the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Jacob Myra.
Folks, you are in for a treat with this one.
Yeah, this should be a great match. Spencer Dunnett is a stud. I mean, the kid is so strong, so explosive. Look at that. I mean, that shot was amazing. And Jacob Myra is skilled to get all out. So it's going to be a sick match, and I think the pace is going to be insane.
It's a real stylistic clash. You got a pressure guy wrestling, passing versus someone who loves being on bottom in the guard, looking for the legs.
Both guys out of really good camps too. Like, big shout out to these schools around the Maritimes, GF Team, Halifax BJJ Society. I mean, just really quality jiu-jitsu at those academies.
Oh, you know both of these guys are getting the best rounds in every day.
Absolutely.
And it shows, that was a really high-level scramble where Myra was attacking the neck, Dunnett just kept wrestling over top of it, and you're looking at these guys wondering who's going to break first.
That's right. I mean, Dunnett's on top, really putting the pressure on here right now, so we'll see how Jacob Myra can kind of weather that. Again, no points to start off the match for the first half, so not that this is all for naught, but there's no points associated to the position, but mount, can really wear you down.
Now, what's interesting about Myra is his athletic background. He comes from a junior A hockey background, has been training jiu-jitsu for under 2 years now. And to see that amount of skill from him in that little time is very impressive.
Oh, that's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, actually started his jiu-jitsu career in Norway.
In Norway? No way. Well, that's incredible. But I mean, the hockey players, they're high-level athletes. They know how to train. They know how to work. And you have to have a good athletic aptitude as well, right? So that translates into jiu-jitsu pretty easy.
But Dunnett seemingly taking that with stride. He's been in mount for the better part of the last minute, and as I say that, they look to scramble, and he settles back into mount.
Yeah, great heavy hips there to defend against that sort of Upa-style escape. Myra's pushing him back into quarter guard, which can be his path to attacking the legs if that's his preference. But we'll see how they're pushing back, getting the half guard now, got his knee shield in. So we'll see what he can do here.
If I'm Myra, I don't want to be back under that mount again. That looked tough.
Yeah, and you only have so much gas in the tank too, right? So how much of that can you take throughout the match?
Really good passing from Dunnett. He's been very strong on it this whole time.
Super strong.
3 minutes into the match, and he has not let up.
Nice attempt at regarding, using that straight arm lock to create some space. But Dunnett's done a good job of staying over that second leg and putting the pressure on. Myra gets him to roll.
Myra up to a headlock, looking to pull into the guillotine.
Sits right back down into the guillotine.
Follows the head up, but they like this transition.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, we like it too. It makes for good entertainment seeing these athletic type of moves, so love it. Just going to recenter them back into the middle. Speaking of middle, we're right in the middle of Springhill, Nova Scotia here tonight. Great little spot. I made a little visit to the Anne Murray Center before the event here, and I am proudly rocking my Anne Murray Center t-shirt that I've got many compliments on here so far at this event. So I think this crowd has a healthy respect for jiu-jitsu and Anne Murray, a Canadian icon.
Myra dropping onto the heel.
I mean, you're not going to bite on my Anne Murray comments or what?
Well, there's a little bit of action, but I was just thinking about how a maritime legend was showing support to another maritime legend with you visiting the Anne Murray Center.
That's it. I appreciate that. I wish I was the Anne Murray of Atlantic Jiu-Jitsu. I'm more like the Bubbles.
Well, as long as I'm not the Corey or Trevor, I like the comparison.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Dunnett back into the mount
Yeah,
here.
man, he's got great strong positioning. Just maybe 20 seconds too early because we're just that far outside of points.
I gotta say, I'm surprised with Dunnett's passing ability and his pressure. You know, I've seen him grapple before. Very good, a lot of respect for him. But to be able to do that on a cat like Jacob Myra, you know, that takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I mean, Myra's got a really tricky guard, but Dunnett's just got that type of top pressure. And an excellent haircut, too. You know, I'm such a fan of the mullet. I think you get extra points for the mullet.
Well, he definitely gets style points for it. And in about, well, now that we're past the clock, if he can transition into, if he loses this position and transitions back, he gets points.
Actual points, not just style points. Starting to isolate that arm.
Looks like he has an Americana grip on the on Myra's right arm now, which could spell trouble.
Well, Jacob's able to free the arm, get his elbows back inside. 4 minutes left in the match. Really tough pressure. I mean, Spencer's doing a super job of just really making heavy hips here.
And he's really earned this position with his wrestling, passing. You know, they have great wrestling at GF team. Shout out to Alex Tom's a great wrestler there. I know he trains there.
Yeah, Alex is a great wrestler. Top level guy.
And it makes sense that his knowledge and his skill would be rubbing off on a lot of those guys.
Absolutely.
But, you know, Halifax is a great gym, and Myra reverses it. He's not going to give up.
You see, though, Spencer's just not willing to, like, lay there and take it, right? He's wrestles up right away, and now it's almost, you think this position's favorable to him.
You know what's interesting, though, is with 0 points, he spent a lot of time in mount, but he got it before points were in effect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And
It's a takedown, but Myra comes up on top. Can he establish here and get the points himself? It looks good. There's 2 points for Myra.
And that's the beautiful part about this system. No points to someone who was on bottom a lot of the match, getting 2 points.
No, that's right. So this is going to even it up here with a... I see right to the pass here.
That adds 4 to the board for Dunnett.
Beautiful.
A commanding lead with 2
And that's
left.
been Dunnett's bread and butter, right? I mean, we knew he could do that once he got past the guard. He's mounted. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time, so it's he's clearly, you know, he's got that position dialed in. Now, what's he do with the last 2 minutes? You know, he's got a bit of a lead. Does he try and get the finish here or ride it out?
And conversely, Jacob Myra has been known to pull some kind of tricks out in the last minute and a half before, so let's see him if he can do it again.
Well, we saw that in the match with Dylan Beaton, right? Like, you know, it was super close attempts right down to the buzzer, so you can't rest on the points. And here we go right now into an ashy position. He's looking to take an ankle.
Folks in the front row are really getting their money's worth.
Getting a look at the action. Yeah, Jacob's body language says that he's probably a little bit tired.
This is where we really get to see what athletes are made of. In the last minute, you know, really, if you're going to keep fighting or lay down, I think both of these guys are really going to be grinding this out to the end.
No, I tend to agree.
Neither of these camps are known for fighters who put on a boring show or kind of quit before the whistle.
Good strategy, though, here. You know, ask a couple of questions of the referee, get those 2 or 3 extra breaths. That's a veteran move from a young guy. Now let's see how this last minute unfolds. Setting up some rubber guard here for Jacob Myra.
Very flexible, so this is interesting to see if
Yeah, maybe turn that into an oplata or triangle, but Dunnett, he's wise to it. Whips the legs by. Right past the guard again.
"40 seconds left. Dunnett transitioning to north-south. Both of these fighters have been grinding this out the whole time.
Yeah, that's been an exhausting match.
Makes me happy I'm at the table.
100%, absolutely. Oh, Myra goes for the
Hail Mary.
guillotine. Look, but he comes up on top. He's got it. He's got a lock on it anyway. Oh, time runs out. Man, what a great match. I love that these guys just fight it out to the bitter end. Gotta love that. Nobody's quick to get up after this match, that's for darn sure. That was tough. All right, let's hear what Jeremy Hall has to say about this.
Your winner by points, Spencer Dunnett! Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, fighting out of Flow State Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in St. John, New Brunswick. Please welcome to the mats, Colin White. And representing Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Nova Scotia, Relentless David Chapman.
We are in for a treat with this one, guys. Relentless Dave Chapman and Colin White, two of the biggest characters that this grappling promotion has to offer.
They're right into it, too, right away.
You know, both these guys are always hungry for a win. They've been at it for quite some time, and they know what it takes to really get it done against another vet.
Colin's got a sweet stash and 70s haircut going on. I'm digging that. So I'm giving him the style advantage, but, you know, right now he's in a spot of trouble here. And now his legs are up over his head. It might be a tough spot here. Got to get his shoulders walking backwards.
Doing a good job of posting on the hips, but Colin's really laying the pressure on.
Really good pressure from Colin here. But there's David starting to pummel his legs back in, getting his legs a little wider outside the shoulders, which is my, you know, that's how I like to defend the stack pass.
Dave has a lot of sneaky submissions from here, too. He likes to throw up the arm-in triangle when people are looking for the stack pass. So, you know, if you're a fan at home, be ready for that. That could happen.
Yeah, sweet.
Space there. Enter his legs.
I mean, great job to not get his guard passed by David. Like that's a tough position to defend, so he did a great job there. He's got to be careful
Got
here
a
of the
bite on the
legs.
ankle.
He's doing a good job fighting his feet, and there he's out.
Colin's been known for some quick submissions. I believe he had a 10 to 15 second win on the Breakthrough Grappling Series at one point.
That was the last one we called, right? In
It
the
was.
the 160-pound division or something.
A sensational knee bar.
Oh,
And Dave
and
gets
a
it done.
finish. Yeah, David. Wow, that was quick.
And look at the emotion from Dave Chapman there. He hunted that. He's been training, and he finally gets it done.
Now, it looked like a triangle choke. It happened so fast, to be honest, I barely saw what happened. I wish we had replay. All right, we'll turn it over to Jeremy.
By triangle choke, who is David Chapman? Tonight's next matchup will be contested in the Breakthrough Grappling Series 200-pound division. First, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Chad Flack. His opponent from Westside MXT Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club in St. John, New Brunswick. Please welcome Nick Aslett.
So this is our second match in the 200-pound division, which is, again, you know, these guys work their way up to become the #1 contender and a shot at the title. I was talking with Mike Meehan, the coach of Nick Haslett, and he was saying that Nick is technically a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but he is a black belt in Judo. So, you know, a savvy grappler with more experience than, you know, his belt would indicate.
Yeah, and on the other end of that, Chad Flack, a great grappler, has been around the game for a while, has a background in strongman too. So you're going to really get to see some great grappling here between two really athletic big guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chad's just such a super nice guy too.
Oh, he's the best. And what he's really good at is these half-guarded positions. I'm really excited to see him kind of work out of this.
Well, he's going to get his chance now. He's here. Oh, beautiful setup on the legs to the ashi. Good defense, but look at that. Nice way to exchange positions there.
Good awareness on the heel by Haslett. You know, it's if he's been training jiu-jitsu, but, you know, heel hooks are definitely a part that you don't see white belts very versed in.
No, you're right. You're right, absolutely. But it was good awareness by him. Chad looks like he's got a pretty good bite here. On looking for a knee bar, creating that pressure.
Puts the heel inside, looking for the heel hook now.
I mean, did you see that? Nick's hand came up, and then Chad had to readjust, and I think that just saved him there.
Chad's still looking for the leg.
Well, and it's one of those positions where you don't want to tear your leg, right?
No, exactly, and it's such a dangerous submission that you have to really be smart about how you defend.
No, that's right, absolutely.
Heel hook defense takes a lot of IQ. To the untrained eye, it looks like a lot of scrambling, but you really have to know where your heel's
Yeah,
being
because
hit
you
at.
scramble the wrong way and you make it worse on yourself. So that's no bueno.
Chad has been controlling the knee line for quite some time, so it's... Oh,
Yeah,
and he
has.
looks
He's
to have
got
a knee bar now.
Nice look on a knee bar here.
Looking to shotgun that knee bar.
Oh, that looks tight. There's the tap.
There's the tap
Wow.
like that. Very good job. And you will see an all Halifax final for the men's 200-pound bracket.
That is sick.
By knee bar, Chad. Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, fighting out of Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Justin Sweet Dreams Sears. And his opponent, representing Quantum Jiu-Jitsu in Moncton, New Brunswick, Yannick Jacob.
Well, this should be a great scrap here.
Sweet Dream Sears and Yannick Jacob. A little inside baseball here. This was one of the first matchups made for this card, so they have been anticipating this for quite some time.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah. Sometimes that's a blessing and sometimes it's a curse, right? Because you have all that time to kind of have that anxiety over it.
Both these guys, no stranger to competing, though. Yannick, actually one of my first FLA events, shout out to FLA, that I watched. He scored a submission victory. And Sweet Dream Sears is one of the more well-seasoned Breakthrough Grappling Series competitors.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. And looking fresh in that blue fit.
That might be the nicest rash guard set I think I've ever seen.
I'm pretty excited to wear mine. Let's be honest, I make anything look good, though, Sawyer. You know?
Yeah, it's when I put it on and look good, it's a real test.
Oh, come on. You're too humble. Well, great little scramble there. Ends up in half guard with Yannick on the bottom. Super random sound effects from our board here. Sorry about that. I'll keep everybody on their toes.
And a nice elevator sweep.
That porn music really kind of segued nicely into that sweep.
And looking for the heel of Sears.
Yeah, had a nice bite on the heel.
Remember, you want to control his hips before you attack the legs.
You know, with the amount of mat time both of these guys have, you got to assume they're just cool, calm, and collected right now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of those things. I was always anxious leading up to MMA fights and leading up to jiu-jitsu fights, but it's like, you know, once the cage door closes, so to speak, you don't think about that stuff. The fight starts, you don't know the crowd's there. None of it has any impact. You just kind of do your thing.
Oh, exactly. One thing I always tell people is that no matter who's in the room, that double leg still gets shot the same and that choke still gets squeezed the same.
Yeah, that's right. The game never changes, right? So, and these guys know what they do well, and they're going to try and execute on that. So, and so far, they seem to have like pretty comparable styles, right? So they're kind of, you know, good, strong wrestling and putting a good pressure on the top, and so it's making for an interesting matchup. They even have a similar build.
Sears can tend to let him up. It's interesting. You got to assume they have confidence in their wrestling.
Hard to believe that we're only on the prelims now. Beautiful move. Really nice, like sacrifice style throw there.
Folks, someone thank a matchmaker because we're only 3 minutes into this one.
Right to the mount position. Beautiful. Yeah, man, just thinking ahead to the card that we have to come on the main card, it's going to be so great. So many sick fights.
And we're not even done the prelims. We still have a couple more prelims.
Yeah, like this is unreal.
Yannick really holding that knee line.
Yep. Very nice.
Great reverse.
Great. Very nice. Still a minute or so away from points. But, hey, being on top is always, you know, in my mind, a wise choice. Looks like he's setting up the mounted guillotine here.
Sears rolls.
Very nice. Good awareness there by Justin. You know, he felt that move coming and was able to transition.
Go for the Kimura. Drive your arm across the body, Sears, remember? Drive your right arm across the body, okay? Cook him, Sears. You gotta cook right now.
Sears doing a good job at kind of keeping that shoulder across his center line so he can't turn back.
That's right. His coaches are telling him to cook him a little bit, you know, and put that pressure on him. He wants the arm here. We're 15 seconds from mount, from points, which is something to be aware of.
And settled into the mount, or settled into the closed guard rather.
All right, and where points are live now, so this changes the dynamic. So you can see as the coach is telling Justin Sears to close his guard back up, right? Really hard to finish someone with a guillotine like that while the guard is closed. So you just kind of got to ride that type of attack out.
Sears does have a good bite on this right arm of Yannick. You look to see if he looks to sweep or attack with it from here. And as I say that, he's let it go. Great pass by
nice
Yannick.
pass by Yannick, but can Sears defend here by turtling? He does. He's going to wrestle up. He's got to watch his back. He's shaking him off. Wild scramble, but he's really got to fight these hooks right now. Now, in my mind, Yannick made a mistake there. He should have just continued to attack the back.
Sears does have a rear naked lock.
He's on it.
We'll see if he can finish this.
He's got the points regardless. He's on the neck.
And
there's
Sears
a
gets the
tap.
tap.
Beautiful.
A great night for breakthrough so far.
Great night. Breakthrough's the home team here. You know, the promoters here are Breakthrough Jiu-Jitsu team, and here in the Springhill Amherst area.
Justin, sweet dreams, Sears. Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, representing the Sandbox Enzo Gracie Academy in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Please welcome to the mats, Mitchell Johnstone. And his opponent, fighting out of Westside MXT in St. John, New Brunswick. Please welcome Mhee.
Well, pretty exciting scrap here. Mhee and Professor Mike Meehan's son out of MXT West Side, just a young lad, but been in the game for so long already. It's impressive to see him, you know, kind of growing up to become a man and now fighting grown men, you know?
Yeah, you love to see it. And, you know, for a guy like that, I've seen him compete so many times, and he always has great composure, and right now he's on the neck. Absolutely.
And he's got such a problematic body style. He's so long and has great dexterity, right, with his legs. So that's a tough puzzle to solve for a lot of people. And kind of the opposite from Mitchell, right? He's got that kind of stout body type. So interesting to see, you know, how these guys kind of use that to their advantage stylistically.
You know, Mickey's really good at kind of disrupting that base of Mitchell Johnson as he looks to build up and break the closed guard. He's not giving him a moment.
No, you're right. You're right. Every time his hands go in the hips, Mickey's pulling them out, opening up the elbows. And again, like Mickey's so long in the legs, locking that closed guard up is easy for him, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can get to the back and what he can do with the body triangle from back there. Nice.
Great sweep. Such a classic move.
And it looks like he's really putting a lot of effort in to keep that top arm across center line. Now he takes the back.
I love that chair sit back take. That's such a great way of taking the back. He's kind of got an interesting leg position here. Now he's locking up for the body triangle.
Johnson looking like he's in trouble, but staying very composed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mickey gets the tap.
Beautiful. Very nice. Wow. Quick work from Mickey Meehan. Great job.
Your winner by rear naked choke, Mickey Meehan. Following tonight's feature preliminary bout, there will be a 15-minute intermission in the lobby. Tonight's Breakthrough Grappling Series feature preliminary super fight is brought to you by Paisanos. With your weight cut over and your heartbreaking defeat behind you, eat your feelings with Paisanos Express, available in the lobby. And now, please welcome to the mat, representing Absolute Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Marshall Billingsley. His opponent, fighting out of Hayabusa Academy in Kingston, Ontario. Please welcome Rory Gillis.
What a fun feature prelim.
Yeah, this should be great. Everybody loves heavyweight action.
Oh,
and
yes.
Big shout out to Marshall, who just stepped up, I think about a week or so ago to take this fight. Marshall, one of my students, relatively new blue belt. So he's new to the scene, but he loves to get in there and go for it. So it should be fun to see him give her here.
Yeah, and it's an interesting matchup. Corey Fluet from Ontario. We haven't seen a lot of him, but what we have seen, he's done well.
Yeah, he's well experienced and well composed. And Marshall said that Corey beat him a few weeks ago at Icon. So Marshall knows he's in tough here, but Marshall's a gamer.
Yeah, and Corey Fluet, great athletic background as well. He played university football at Queens and spent a cup of coffee with the Guelph Griffins. So shout out to another ex-university football player turned grappler.
Well, look at you. You're just a wealth of knowledge. You said you were doing your research here, so I'm glad that you did that.
I like to give these athletes their due. Give them a shout out when they get up here.
100%, man. That's all part of it.
And Corey in good side control, and Marshall not looking to just accept position. He's looking for those escapes.
And Marshall, he loves to power lift, and he's a very strong and explosive guy. So when you give him the opportunity to be able to get his center, he can be really explosive.
Yeah, and with their history of already having a match, I think Corey knows that and has to be aware that he can't let Marshall use that strength when it's needed to be used.
Absolutely.
Marshall doing a good job at hand fighting here, and Corey transitions to the back.
Yeah, that's really smooth transition there by Corey. But Marshall no worse for wear and no points yet, so.
Marshall doing a good job not letting him have his leg free and really forcing it back in.
Yeah, no, you're right. Fighting the half guard. He's got to watch this Kimura 10. You see that sort of distracted him from his leg retention, and that's a nice trick by Corey. That's a pretty veteran move.
You can tell Corey's comfortable in this position, so if you're Marshall, you're really looking to escape.
Yeah, no, exactly, because Corey's kind of transitioning all around Marshall now, and that shows his experience. Marshall's really got to get his arm back on the there. He's doing a good job starting to defend that by turning. He's got to really kind of run his feet here and get it going. Great a finish by Corey. Very veteran approach there. A nice, solid jiu-jitsu.
Shout out to both of these guys. What a great feature prelim.
Great feature prelim.
Mula Corey Breakthrough Grappling Series number 7 will return in 15 minutes.
So, guys, you heard it there from Jeremy Hall. We're taking a 15-minute intermission. We'll leave you guys. Hopefully you'll join us again. There's an amazing card coming up. What fight are you most looking forward to, Sawyer, on this main card?
You know, I'm a bit of a homer. I am so looking forward to Jerico Macphee taking on Adam McNeil. That's going to be a great fight. You got two clashing styles. You got a really aggressive, knowledgeable pressure wrestler taking on a guy with amazing guard retention, really good leg attacks. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. I'm getting giddy thinking about it.
Yeah, I got to agree. Going to be a really good show. Jericho looked so good in his last appearance too, but Giancarlo's making his return home for a wicked fight. But for me, it's got to be Chad Cox and Rory. Man, what else can you say? Chad's OG of the scene, been competing a lot lately and looking really good. But Rory's a beast. So what is going to happen there? Who knows?
Oh, can't wait for it. And you know, while we're here, let's give a shout out to the big guys, Nate Douglas and Roshan. I said it before. I want that front row ticket, but I am scared to have that front row ticket because those are two athletic guys who are going to be tossing each other all over this mat space.
For sure. And Rowe told me that he's lost like 70 or 80 pounds since he started competing 14 months ago regularly. So that changes your game. That changes your approach, and he's really become a force to be reckoned with. And Nate, Nate's just nasty, dude. That guy is tough as nails. So that's going to be a good one, too. There's lots to look forward to. So, guys, come back. Now it's probably only 14 minutes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And just always ask yourself, what would Anne Murray do? We'll see you in 14 minutes.
to Breakthrough Grappling Series number 7. After tonight's show, follow Breakthrough Grappling Series on social media to hear our submission and fight of the night winners. In advance of tonight's main card, Breakthrough Grappling, I'd like to extend a special thank you to Beaton Construction for all that you do to make Breakthrough Grappling Series possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on with the show. Our next Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight will kick off the main card. First, representing the Breakthrough... Our first competitor, representing Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Jake Stevens. And representing the Evolution Training Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick, please welcome Ben Luis.
Well, here we go. Main card is underway with a battle of the big boys here.
You know, Ben Lease always likes to say it's Ben Lease versus the world, but tonight it's Ben Lease versus Snakebite Stevens.
Man, and you know, quite a clash in walkout music there, so interesting. I don't know. I kind of like the Bad Boys vibe, but the death metal, I can see how that would get you all pumped up.
Yeah, and you know, Jake is an intense guy. I had the pleasure of training with him since he started jiu-jitsu. He came over from the boxing world, you know, and he's always on.
Yeah, and he's you know, an athletic beast as well. So, but hey, Ben has looked really good in his MMA fights and comes out of a good training center himself. So it's interesting to see how this shakes down. Good defensive wrestling there by Ben Lease on that shot from Jake. A lot of hand fighting here.
You know, both of these guys are looked at as strikers. Obviously, Jake from the boxing world and Ben in MMA. But what we have to remember is both of them train grappling all the time. They are well versed in grappling, and if you're at home and thinking you might just get a lot of stand-up, don't expect the stand-up to last the whole time. They're going to want to take it to the mat and look for those submissions.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, it's a great test for both of them too, right? To put it out there on an event like this, that's strictly grappling. So it forces you to step outside of maybe what your normal default comfort zone is.
Level change from Ben Lease, and they square back up. And an aggressive level change from Jake Stevens. Jake's got to run the pipe here, but good job from Ben defending.
Man, really good hips. You saw Ben just like pump those hips when Jake shot, and you can see Ben's thick in the lower body.
Big takedown from Ben.
Really great takedown.
Now it's going to be interesting to see how these guys react when they're on the ground in these positions. Heavy side pressure from Ben. Transition to
nice
mount.
transition
Beautiful.
to the mount.
If you're Jake, you got to cause disruption here when someone's heavy in the mount, especially like that. And he'll drain you, and you have to make sure you get him off of you.
Absolutely. No, you're 100% right. And he's doing a good job of like shrimping up to his side, but Ben transitioning to the S mount. But Jake looks like he might be able to control it here.
Jake looking like he's looking at a
Oh, he's
jumping
looking
ankle.
for the ankle.
Waited too long, hesitated, and now Ben's able to get his foot flat on the mat. It's not over, though. He
No, still got to fight for the Ashy here if he can get the balance disrupted.
Towards us. Jake, put your hips up, hug the leg, shoot your knees to the mat, Jake.
Good job from Ben defending that single leg.
Yeah, really good.
Nice, bottom knee in, bottom knee in.
And turns it into a favorable position.
Hey, let's get our frames back. Yeah, keep your elbows tight. Good frames, Jake.
So we're about a minute and a half away from points, so
Don't reach too far, Jake.
another nice mount step over there from Ben. Jake's going to watch the head and arm triangle or the armbar here.
Good control by Ben, playing it safe, not looking to transition too quickly and lose the armbar again.
Our focus needs to be getting the knees back in between.
You know when you got Rory Gillis in your corner, you're going to have good top game control, right, and good wrestling. So Ben's training with some tough guys.
And good counter wrestling.
Yeah, really good.
By Jake. A lot of good counter wrestling and wrestling right now.
Yeah, nobody willing to give it up easy either in a position.
Now in 40 seconds, we're going to see whether they get more conservative with that when points are in effect.
That's right.
That's the interesting part. That's why I love this scoring system so much. It really gives you a lot of different styles and different kind of game plans in the match, and you can see it be dynamic.
Get his knee
Nice attack there on the head and arm triangle.
Get your arm down in the mat in front of
And
his
Ben
face.
sits off. It's tight. And
There's the tap.
Ben gets
Great
the
win by Ben Leese. Very good job. Finished with the head and arm triangle. Very cool. All right, let's give it back to Jeremy.
Your winner by arm triangle, Ben Leese.
Hey, hey, teach me how to do it. Hey, they be like smooth. What? Can you teach me how to do it? You know why? Cause all the bitches love me. Hey, all I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that Dougie ride. Ain't nobody fucking with my bro from Morningside. He go by Bubba and he hit that dance like thunder. Okay, I ain't from Dallas, but I need town boogie. I show my
Tonight's next contest is a Breakthrough Grappling Series Super Fight. First, fighting out of the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Woodshop Jiu-Jitsu in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Hollywood Peter Reley. 3 2 1 fight! 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 And his opponent, representing Knots Jiu-Jitsu in Moncton, New Brunswick, please welcome Felipe Ian Aguilar!
Well,
a
this should be.
treat.
Sorry, you go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I was just going to say, what a treat. You know, these fighters are no stranger to each other. This is their second time meeting in 2 Breakthrough Grappling Series cards, with the last one, Peter Riedel coming out on top and Ian Aguilar asking for the rematch.
I mean, we were saying when you Dougie on the way into the walkout, you're making a statement, right?
Well, I think it shows how much confidence he has. And, you know, Ian Aguilar, not fazed at all by the confidence, going in aggressive, looking for that lag.
Ian looks like he could probably Dougie himself too. Like, these guys both look like they're able to Dougie. Now, if you're looking at me, you know I can't Dougie.
I feel like you got some moves.
I got moves, but no Dougie. I can crip walk.
Yeah, we'll save the Dougie for the new generation of athletes.
Maybe we'll start a new show. Dana and Sawyer dance. If you guys want to see us dance on a live stream at some point, then let's hear it in the comments, all right? We'll make it happen.
It'll be the halftime show of Breakthrough Grappling Series.
Oh, and
event.
what a show it'll be.
Speaking of show, what about these
Oh,
athletes?
yeah,
putting
right
on a
into
show
it, right?
now?
I mean, right into it. 2 young guys, they want it.
Stapling himself to the leg into a nice single attempt. But, you know, stuffed by Peter.
Peter's right on the neck, too. Setting up sort of a Darce anaconda position here, an arming guillotine style. Got a few options here, reaching through into the Darce position.
Well, has a lock on the Darce. Let's see if he can get this finish. Steps over.
Taps. Beautiful, wow.
Confidence to the tap.
He backed up the Dougie. I love it. Great job. Let's hear what Jeremy has to say.
You're by Darce Choke, Hollywood, Peter Reley.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes, looking hard but won't realize that they will never see the P.
Give me my money in stacks and lace my bitches with John figures. Real niggas' fingers on nickel-plated non-triggers. Must see my enemies defeated. I catch them while they coked up and weeded open fire. Now them niggas bleeding. See me in flesh and test and get your chest blown.
Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, representing the Evolution Training Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick, please welcome Mean Devin Turner. His opponent, fighting out of Grant's Martial Arts Academy in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Matt Harnett.
Well, this should be a pretty good scrap here. Devin, a great MMA fighter and been around the scene for quite a while now. And Matt Harnish, training out of one of the best camps out there, TJ Grant's Martial Arts.
I was wondering what felt different about Devin's intro, and I realized he lost the mohawk, and this is the first time I've seen him fight with a shirt on.
Really?
Yeah, Devin. Oh, and Matt has the armbar. Matt's going to have to look to get separation on those arms, but Devin doing a good job stacking them.
Stacking him up.
Good job by Devin.
Yeah, good job by Devin, and good for Matt to know when to kind of let go and live to fight, right?
Yeah, the worst thing you want to do is chase something that's not there and end up in a terrible position.
That's right, yeah.
Nice elevator sweep. Let's see what he transitions into.
Devin's setting up a leg attack here.
Matt doing a good job not letting him get extension on that leg. That's and right. Really get to work. And you expect nothing less from somebody as experienced as Matt.
Great job by Matt to get most of the way out here. Just need to watch the re-roll, but he's out. Attacking the turtle position now. Looking to get those hooks in. Has one in, but he's sort of falling off the top here.
And has a Kimura grip into the armbar.
Okay, great move by Devin.
Yeah, it was very slick rolling into the stack. And Matt having his two legs underneath the arm of Devin could present some issues if he's trying to finish that armbar.
He's right on the wrist there now, so that's good breaking leverage, but Devin's doing a really good job keeping the knees towards the head. And I think Matt just recognized that and lets it go, but right into triangle, and he's trying to go back to the armbar. There, he's got good extension now. Oh, and Devin's out.
Devin comes up into side
Very
control.
nice, very nice.
This is that high pace you expect from both of these guys.
Absolutely.
I don't think anybody thought this was going to be a snooze fest when they walked out here.
No, and we've seen that in Devin's fights, in his MMA fights and stuff. He's a warrior for sure, So those Fredericton boys, we're tough.
I'm impressed with Devin's patience and his IQ right now. He has always been a smart grappler, but right now he's really taking his time. He's not worried about how it looks. He's worried about getting that position to get that finish, and I think that's really important right now with a guy's experience as Matt Harnish.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a long match, right? So bide your time and be smart, and that's a sound strategy. Matt's starting to try and work his way back to a good position here. Again, before points, it doesn't cost you to be in those bad spots. But we're only a minute away, and then the game changes again.
you know, you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place with 40 seconds if you're on bottom of this 3/4 guard, because you have to decide to give up the mount and no points, or really hold on to that for 40 seconds if you're kind of spread out like that.
No, you're right. Absolutely. And you can hear the coaches yelling, you know, keeping both athletes aware of how long till the points take effect. So they're pretty smart. They know what's happening and where they are in the match.
Yeah, in situations like this, a good coach communication with an athlete is so paramount.
Goes
right?
a long way.
You know what it's like to be in there, and sometimes you get tunnel visioned or you lose focus of what's happening around you. They really are the kind of keep you between the lines.
No, that's right. There's the announcer letting everyone know the points are now in effect, so points are live. So let's see now if Devin really puts the urgency into getting this mount.
Good job regarding by Matt.
Really good job.
Harnish going back to the armbar attempt. And Devin Mhee able to get to the back control. Devin is doing a great job at defending these armbar attempts.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, Harnish may have just gone to the well maybe once too many on that armbar, and Devin seemed pretty ready for it there. But, very nice reversal there, defending the back position.
Beautiful scramble. And they will get reset by referee Joe Jacker.
That's right.
Devin looking to build off a body lock here, has Matt Harnish kind of broken down. Now he has him, a good Granby, but Devin able to stay belly down.
Yeah, it just didn't quite work out. Good awareness by Devin. He kind of felt that coming, I think, and now here he is in side control. And he's just about to score some points. So 2-0 lead for Devin Turner. Three minutes remaining in the match. So lots of time to work here, and you know, a pretty small lead, right? So anything can happen. Harnish just needs to be smart here and, you know, mitigate the damage.
Devin looking to knee slice into the mount. He's doing a good job at kind of keeping his upper body controlled. A little gamesmanship from Devin on top there.
Everyone laughing a little bit because Devin asking his coach if he got his points. Good strong position with the knee across the belly. Often, you know, you can get your opponent to bridge on the bottom, and that's a trap, you know. Makes it really easy to step over to mount. So you saw Harnish doing the right thing, grabbing the foot, trying to maintain control of the foot while he tried to bridge. But Devin's head is based out pretty strong, so he's having a hard time getting it there. So he has to be really careful there. That's a great work the other way, and that allowed him to regard. So smart play, really, really great work. You know, you see that mistake made a lot when people put the knee across the belly and you start to bridge. And that's sort of the beginning of the end. So it was good work by Matt.
You can see both these fighters taking a peek at the clock, knowing that there's a 2-point deficit with 90 seconds left roughly.
That's right. And I mean, hey, listen, if you're Devin, you want to play pretty conservative here. And if you're Matt, you have to have some urgency. So really it's, you know, who can, you know, make this game work. Now he's back on the arm, but Devin with that great sit-down escape, he's done that twice now. It's worked really well.
Good job.
He's to the back. Beautiful. Good transitioning.
I'm really impressed with Devin's ability to transition to the back when he escapes those arm bars.
It comes from good, strong wrestling. You know, he's seeing the transitions there and really able to make it positive for himself. So
And another evolution guy, like you said earlier, if you have Rory Gillis in your corner in your camp, you're going to be a strong wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see the MMA style grappling, where these guys find themselves in positions where they'd be able to land strikes and stuff, which is awesome, and it's a strong position or a strong approach. And we are down to the nitty gritty, man. 20 seconds left.
Yes, 15 seconds left. Let's see if Devin can hold on to this lead. Matt Harnish has to make something happen very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Matt needs just kind of a last-ditch effort attempt here at something, but it's gonna be hard to pull off. Devin's been pretty sound. And that's the end. Heck of a match, though, right? Really well-fought match. Tight. No blowout there. Really good round by both those guys. Let's turn it over to Jeremy here for the announcement.
Your winner by points, Devin Turner.
I want the winner of this next match. Thanks, guys. It's kind of a shit job. We have to do.
Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, presenting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Brad Smith. His opponent, competing out of Grant's Martial Arts Academy in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Will Carr.
This is going to be such a great match.
Both of these guys, so experienced, so technical, so aggressive. Guys, if you're watching at home, stop what you're doing and tune in right now.
Good aggressive hand fighting there in the single collar tie. Will trying to lift the arm and duck under there. Just heard a nice hard slap in the lips there. That's always a risk when you're hand fighting hard.
Hey, sometimes a couple hard, quote-unquote, collar ties really opens up your opponent.
That's right. The style of the late, great Orlando Sanchez.
And Brad pulls.
I mean, I think we all knew that Brad had that, you know, in his repertoire, right? He's confident in the bottom. He's got great guard game. So not surprised necessarily to see him pull.
Brad sitting there very confident in that reverse De La Riva. Will doing a good job not letting himself get elevated there.
Well, you can tell Will has like a really strong low base. He's got, you know, a bit of a different build than Brad does. But that's his advantage when he's able to base out like that. And that's really the game, right? In that reverse De La Riva is not letting the person get underneath you. Man, strong wrist control from Will. Oh, nice shot.
Nice shot. Brad with the sprawl.
Oh, Brad moving right to the back here.
Brad doing a good job keeping that pressure forward. Again, another situation where Brad is being very smart with his movements, not letting Will explode, knowing that he's a strong athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they'll take a second here. They'll reposition in the middle. What a great match so far.
You can tell this is a chess match between two very analytical athletes. Made me sound a lot smarter than I am, folks.
That did sound smart. I will give you that. Yeah, it's good pressure from Brad. Oh, nice job by Will there to threaten that arm lock. Now a little reverse De La Riva of his own.
Brad doing the smart thing there, really dropping his weight, kind of keeping that pace low instead of kind of falling into that trap Will was setting with the high pace.
That's right. Get down to the knees too, which is smart.
Heavy crossface from Brad to Will.
Yeah, great elevation though by Will and recovers it back up to his feet. Couple of heavy breaths from both these guys. That's been a serious pace for almost 5 minutes.
Speaking of 5 minutes, with 30 seconds left, you're going to want to see where points come into effect, because neither have landed takedowns, but there has been guard passes coming from sweeps to scrambles.
Yeah, absolutely. Will's got a nice combat base there, really driving the knee in. Oh, nice little arm drag and a wrestle up. Oh, what a nice play.
The composure of these two athletes with the experience they have, it's very noticeable.
Yeah, tactical, man. It's awesome. Fun to watch. Oh, nice try on the foot sweep.
Brad really opening up as the time moves on.
He loves that reverse De La Riva. Keeps going back to that position.
Yeah. At this point, you have to believe that he's confident there, and he gets the sweep.
Nice sweep. He's got to come up, watch his legs here, re-roll. Will's on the legs. Brad ends up on top. He's riding the legs here.
Very wild scramble. Right
Wild action.
There was a tap, but our view was obstructed.
Oh, man. They were in the corner.
First choke. Bad. Brad Smith.
Excuse my charisma, vodka with a spritzer, swagger down pat, call my shit Patricia, young money militia, and I am the commissioner. You don't want Star Weezy cause the F is for finisher. So misunderstood, but what's the world without enigma? Two bitches at the same time, synchronized swimmers. Got the girl twisted cause she open when you twist her. Never met the bitch, but I fuck her like I missed her. Life is the bitch, and death is her sister. Sleep is the cousin, what a fucking family picture. You know Father Time.
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo.
Tonight's next contest is the #1 contenders match in the Breakthrough Grappling Series 145-pound division. First, representing Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Amherst, Nova Scotia, please welcome Genevieve Mackay. And representing Westside MXT Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club, Rory Smith.
Well, this is exciting. #1 contender match in the female over 145 division. This is going to be great. I mean, this is kind of the newcomer versus the veteran too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Jen has only been doing this for under about a year and a half now, and she did have some experience grappling as a child, but this is really her coming out party when you get to these style of events.
Absolutely, and she did win the absolute in the beginner women's division in East Coast Grappling. So, you know, she's done some winning. Great double leg takedown there now to start things off.
Yeah, nice. Keep her back flat on the mat.
Hard to believe we call Tori a veteran at like 18 years old, but she is.
True. She's just got so much experience.
She's prolific, really, when it comes to competing in the Maritimes. She's everywhere.
These women are getting straight to the point. And a sweep by Tori. And a takedown by Jen. Stuck in a guillotine, though.
The thing about Tori is it's her level of perseverance. She never quits. No matter how long she's in a bad spot, she'll fight and fight and fight, and that's rare.
It is, and matches like this, you see it become necessary.
Yeah, well, she loves it, I think. Great sweep using the single leg X there. Now Jen's trying to attack an ankle at the same time. Bit of a foot shootout here.
Jen coming up the top position, but her leg is still trapped.
She's putting a lot of pressure.
And that's an advantage Jen does have. Her frame is so large. She's really able to put pressure. Her limbs are so long. She's really able to create some bad situations if you're underneath her.
Yeah, Jen has to be over 6 feet tall.
Oh, yes. That's why when I take photos with her, I always stand in the front.
Your tippy toes.
She needs to deal with that foot, though. We know what Tori can do if she gets a leg exposed. And she does.
Tori pretty savvy. Right back into the close guard.
What a high pace, 2.5 minutes.
And we know Tori can keep this pace the whole fight. You know, she's just that determined.
These two have had a match before, and it was not as long as we've seen them go.
That's right. That was at East Coast Grappling.
It was. Jen opened up with a takedown, much like today, but Tori was able to secure the win via submission. So we get to see the experience build.
Walk it up, edge of the mat. Remember to keep her back flat to the mat.
Good strong top pressure now by Jen.
The whole time as we work through this. Yeah, use it to pass.
This would be a good time for Jen to, catch her breath, really keep her chest flat and cook Tori in this position.
Absolutely.
Walk your foot underneath her butt. Like walk your foot so your knee is straight up in the air. Keep her flat, Jen. Keep her flat. Nice, yep. Good. Keep her flat again. Just don't let her back come off the mat or we got this pass.
Tori's doing such a... Oh, Tori uses that regard to sweep.
Great sweep.
Very nice. Jen's just got to watch her arms here while she's bridging, but good job. Tori flattens her back out.
Jen's got to be careful when she does bridge to get Tori off her, not to expose her back. It's a bad place to be with Tori.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
She's got to give her. Nice. Scoot away. Get your knees in between you. Up, Jen. Up.
Oh, my gosh. Into the triangle position, Tori. Very nice transition by Tori. Jen could be in a spot of trouble here. And that's a tap by triangle. But listen, what a great effort by Jen and a performance that you expect from Tori. She's just such a master.
I don't think we're going to see either of these grapplers not fight each other again. They're going to be on
this is the beginning of a long rivalry, I'd imagine.
A triangle choke. Tori Smith. Don't go there. Tori, contender, hardware here at Breakthrough. What do you think? Is it time to crown our first two-division champion?
We'll see. I hope so. Man, she was crazy good.
Do anything different to prepare for this newcomer to Breakthrough?
I started training some really long rounds, trying to build up my cardio, and well, it sort of helped.
Any final words for your next opponent going into your next title fight?
See you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your contender, Tori Smith.
It is, yeah. Test.
need his name up in lights. He just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him.
Tonight's next matchup is another Breakthrough Grappling Series super fight. First, representing Sprawl or Brawl Mixed Martial Arts in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Roshan. And also returning to Breakthrough Grappling Series, representing the Prince Edward Island Martial Arts Academy in Stratford, Prince Edward Island. Please welcome Nathan Douglas.
Well, personally, I'm super pumped about this match. It's going to be such a good fight.
Two just massive athletes. Guys are so explosive, so talented, and have been in the game for so long.
Big time. And Nate was telling me that they're 1-1 right now. So they know each other. They have a history, and I think this is the tiebreaker.
It is the grudge match.
I'm sure it's not the last time that these guys will scrap either.
No, and you can see the intensity on their faces.
Yeah, they're both you're really tough, hungry competitors. And I mean, Rose really busted onto the scene, competing a ton in the last year.
And Nate's been around as well. He's coming off one of the longest matches in Rogue Grand Prix history last week.
Yeah, that's right.
He's well seasoned and just ready to go.
Yeah, it would take the body the week to recover, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah. Very nice sweep.
And wow.
Pulls the guard, sweeps right with the butterfly. That was beautiful.
The movement abilities on these guys is staggering for how big they are.
Yeah, they don't move like super ultra heavies, do they?
No, they don't. And I'm getting nervous if I'm that front row.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the boys run a tight ship here. No ADC style takedowns flying out in the bleachers.
No, and we got Todd the Bod, a Springhill legend over here if he needs to guard the families from people spilling over into the crowd.
Todd the Bod. I like it.
Rowe refusing to accept position.
No. Oh, tried to pinch that arm and roll. An old judo move that I'm quite fond of myself.
Speaking of judo, that is an X factor for Rowe when they are on the feet. If they get back up and it's time for points, Rowe's judo background will play a big factor.
No, you're right, absolutely. When we called BGS 5, Rowe made some beautiful tosses, Uchimata style throws, so pretty impressive stuff.
And we're seeing a much more athletic version of Rowe each time we see him, so his explosivity is going to be through the roof.
You're right.
Great communication from the corners.
Yeah, Nate doing a really good job just with a really heavy crossface. I mean, I think you have to try and wear Rowe down a little bit while you have the position, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're not going to wear him down on the feet. He's got too much experience. So if you have him flat on his back, really make him pay.
Yeah, and Nate is strong.
I've been on the wrong end of this crossface, and I can tell you it's not the funnest.
Yeah, I think you're seeing Nate here kind of content to put the pressure on and really make Rowe try and make the move to escape to make it easier for him to pass.
Well, the ball's in Nate's court when he's on top, and for this weight class, if you're on top, you put in the work to get there, you stay there.
Yeah, 100%. It's easy to get impatient too if you're on the bottom and you feel the time ticking by, right?
Yeah, it is. And with 6 minutes left, you got to think, well, I've been under here for how long? Points are going to come in soon. And there's a lot of factors. You know, with two vets like this, IQ is going to be big.
Yeah, Rowe doing a good job of reestablishing the underhook there. But, man, it got to stay inside that crossface.
Oh, Rowe exposing a leg.
Great awareness by Nate. You know, he's a pretty savvy leg attacker himself.
Yeah, we've seen him win a championship via heel hook, so
That's
you
right.
know that's his department.
Absolutely. Now Rowe got a bite on the Kimura grip here, but he lets it go, scoots out, trying to establish maybe the closed guard, but going to get reset here in the middle. We'll see what position we end up in.
You know, if they reset standing with 7 seconds until points, okay, they're resetting on the ground. That's big positionally.
It is, absolutely.
There's 7 seconds until points for those at home. You can see the crowd recoil from them in the front row from that scramble.
And now we're on points, so, you know, like changes the game a little bit here. Rowe looking omoplata, maybe omoplata sweep, but Nate is so hard to roll, man. Oy.
Oh, Nate looking to get a bite, at least to control himself here. If he can free his legs and he can get into a back take position, that's going to be big.
Absolutely.
Oh, got a face crank right now, it's looking like.
Interesting to see where we're going to get started here now, because that was really a scrambly position. They're going to be on their feet. Jeremy motioning on your feet. One thing we know about Nate, though, he's confident in pulling guard. You know, he has a great jump to close guard and pulling close guard, so he could use that to his advantage here.
And we've seen him pull and immediately go into the legs, which, you know, that is big. Because if you lose the legs on an attack, you still a lot of the times end up with a sweep.
Absolutely.
And he shoots the double.
Oh, great double.
And that's 2 points.
Rowe grabbed the neck there, maybe to his own demise on that takedown. It's a reaction, you know, what we make, but really just better to focus on defense. But you get fatigued, you don't see clearly. So 2 points. I mean, that's a small deficit. Nate's advanced to half guard. Rowe's got his legs open here. Has to make sure he maintains his leg retention.
And Nate's so strong and patient in these positions.
Absolutely.
He really puts the ball in your court and makes you regard, and he'll take advantage of any mistake you make. Oh, a nice sweep.
Great sweep by Rowe.
It'll be interesting to see how we do points here, where they swept into the crowd. And they're giving Rowe the points. It's 2-2.
And it's a tough call, but I tend to agree with that. I mean, the sweep was clean, you know, but it's that key moment when you have to fight, right? So the difference between sweeping and things like guard passing is you don't have the same 3-second rule, right? You don't have to hold a sweep for 3 seconds. So that's probably the difference maker. Nate's really stretching out the leg here. My ACL can tell you that Nate has an incredibly tight lockdown position.
Rowe's doing a really good job at not letting him rest there, really making him hold the lockdown if he's going to hold it.
Absolutely. You can't help but think that Nate still feels a little tired from last weekend. Like he had friggin' battles last weekend.
He did, and it's interesting to wonder how much that plays an effect.
Well, I think as you get into the last couple of minutes, it's got to play into it, right?
Yeah, you would have to think, and with 1:30 left on a really grindy, high-paced match, you got to wonder where they're at.
But Nate will dig deep. I mean, that's the type of character he has.
If there's one thing about Nate, it's that he never quits.
Absolutely.
He's never given up. Rowe really searching to get into mount here.
Oh, man. They scramble back up to their feet with 1 minute left in a tie game. Unreal.
This rivalry is coming down to the seconds.
Well, this is who's got more guts right now, isn't it? Like, you're battling fatigue. You're battling your self-doubt. You just got to dig deep here and go for it. We've seen Nate get the takedown already, so does that happen again? Here's a shot.
There's a shot and
Big
great sprawl.
He sits. Timeout here, and we're going to have a restart, I'm guessing, standing in the middle.
Folks, if you're not on the edge of your seat right now, I don't know what you're doing.
Here we go. They're back in action. 30 seconds left. This is like heavyweights in the style of lightweights, isn't it? These guys have been flying.
They move so well for their size. You wouldn't believe how quick they are.
Nothing like 500 pounds of man meat out there. Shot from Nate, 20
change.
Seconds.
You got to think to sell out here. And Nate's
driving.
And Rowe sprawls.
It's a sweep. He's up, wrestling up. Oh my gosh.
And Nate. Oh. And Rowe gets the points for the takedown.
Rowe at the buzzer. Unfreaking believable. Wow, what a battle.
What a fight.
Absolutely. That's the match of the night so far, folks.
Oh, no one compares.
Your winner by points, Rowe Rochon. I'm in the... Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's next matchup is a Breakthrough Grappling Series 200-pound final and a #1 contenders match. First, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, please welcome Chad Flack. And his opponent, also representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society, Steve Benson.
So the finals for the men's 200-pound category. This is going to determine the number one contender in the 200-pound division. And it's all Halifax BJJ with Chad and Steven.
That just speaks to the quality of their club up in Halifax to have two guys end up in the finals.
Yeah, well, these guys are both top guys, and they've had, tough matches. It's one of those interesting things, too, kind of when you've cooled down for an hour and now you have to step back up. That certainly adds a layer of complexity and unknown to it, right? Who can warm back up, bounce back, and be ready to go again?
Very true. And it's not just the physical warmth, it's getting your mind right. Because
100%.
A lot of people don't know the mind it's easy to let your mind go.
Absolutely. Even just the adrenaline dump after the first match, right? So it's, we'll see here how that, if it has any effect on these guys.
Both of these guys so well seasoned, though. I think we're really in for an absolute banger of a matchup.
Well, that would be in line with the rest of this card. It's been an awesome card. I mean, I'm always just so pleased with how well these cards come together.
Yeah, the production quality is so well done, and the athletes, they're so professional when they show up.
Yeah, it's cool, and it feels such a great experience coming and seeing such a professional setup, the lights, the cameras, the cool venue, the crowd. It's a great experience for these athletes. You get a taste of what it feels like.
Oh, for sure. If you're an athlete out there looking to compete, this is a place you want to compete at.
I would say, Anne Murray is probably the second biggest thing now to come out of Springhill.
That's a good second place.
It's Breakthrough Grappling Series taken over. I'm probably going to eat it from some Anne Murray fans. I know my mom would be not happy to hear me say that. Big Anne Murray fan. Interestingly enough, she was known for her songwriting, but her biggest hit, Snowbirds, she didn't actually write that song. That was someone else's song.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah.
You can find those facts out at the Anne Murray Center here in Springhill, Nova Scotia.
That's it. I spent a good time in there today. She won several Grammys, and then I even got to see a few of them in person in there.
You know what? As great as Anne Murray is, there was one thing she can't do, and I don't think she could compete with some of these great grapplers.
Well, she couldn't grapple worth a damn. That's what I heard. I would like to see Rita McNeil and Anne Murray have like a showdown in their prime, though. Each of them in their prime. Mm-hmm. Yep. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yep. We'll send him the contract.
Send him the contract. I like it.
Next up will be Stan Rogers and Stompin' Tom.
That would be a battle.
And Chad Flack on the heel.
Chad Flack right on the heel. They're rolling. I think we might see that it's over here.
Yeah.
Looks like we might be dealing with a bit of an injury. And that's such a tough situation for these guys. They're teammates. The last thing they want to do is hurt each other, right?
Sounds like there was a pop in one of the athletes' knees, and
interesting. It looks like Chad might be dealing with a bit of an injury here. We're not sure what's happening here right now. It looks like we can't continue here.
Yes, due to injury, our winner by technical decision, Steve Benson.
So while we have a quick second before the next match, Steve won that match due to an injury to Chad, and those guys being gentlemen and teammates that they are. Nice to see the sportsmanship there.
Always unfortunate to see someone get injured, but unfortunately it is part of the sport.
It is, right? And it's, you have to take that with a grain of salt, and it was good to see their sportsmanship. They don't want to hurt each other, those guys. So we're just taking a quick 5-minute intermission here and deal with a slight technical issue, but I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And you know what? We'll be right back here in a couple of minutes. We still have some epic fights, title fights. I think that CJ and Giancarlo are on deck here for the next fight. There's some great matches to come. So let's see you back here in just a couple minutes.
Yeah. His leg was like shelved up like this, came towards, and then went straight down.
So the way he was supposed to, yeah. That's kind of, you can see it's like caught up right
this way or up this way, but it went down really fast and hit the mat really hard. Where it hit, it looked like his foot was here.
Yeah, I was wondering because you see, like,
we can re-see over top of this.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can see it all.
How many matches left, you know? I don't remember either. Title fights now. 3 left.
What?
3 left is title fights now.
Oh, yeah. Because there's this, which I really like Giancarlo's matches.
Yeah, man, he's really good.
I want to see him and Jacob Myra.
Yeah.
They have never gone.
No? Oh, that ain't a good match, man. Just so great.
Give me things that I wanted to know. Tell me things that you've done. I've been feeling old, I've been feeling cold. You're the heat that I know. Listen, you are my sun.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Jam rock, camp where the thugs and camp at. 2 pound now within a van back. It inna your handbag, your knapsack, it inna your backpack. This melody your girlfriend contact. Some boy not know this. Them only come around like tourists on the beach with a few club sodas, bedtime stories, and pose like them name Chuck Norris. And don't know the real hardcore, cause sandals are no back to. The thugs them we do where them got to. And won't think twice to shot to. Don't make them spot you, unless you carry guns a lot to. A beer tough thing come at you when Trenchtown man stop laugh and block off traffic. Then them we learn pop off.
Tonight's next contest is a Breakthrough Grappling Series 160-pound championship title fight. First, please welcome the challenger, representing the Halifax Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, CJ Lewin. His opponent, the champion, representing Team Henzo Gracie in Ottawa, Ontario. Welcome back, Giancarlo Tamayo.
Should be a great match here ahead of us. Giancarlo making the trip down from Ottawa, now up there training at Dawama with Enzo Gracie School, and CJ here out of Halifax.
This is going to be a good one. These two athletes are known to each other. They fought several times before, and they both are excited to get this over.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see it. I know that. Good pull by CJ there.
Both of these fighters so dangerous.
Giancarlo has such smooth guard passing. He's very quick. He's the defending champ.
CJ composed underneath. Very quick off his back. Position is reversed. We'll see CJ
That was very nice.
pass. Level change by Giancarlo.
Yeah, it's a good attempt there on the shot. But CJ was ready. Nice try at that little drag by Dayashi. That's a pretty popular move nowadays.
You know, this might be a 160-pound title, but both of these guys are so strong, and you can see it in their grappling.
Strong and athletic, too. Very athletic.
Great level change and takedown by Giancarlo, back to this kind of reverse Della position.
Yeah, and both these guys have the juice to go the 10 minutes. You know, I'm not going to say easily, but, you know, that's in their abilities, their skill sets.
Giancarlo passes the guard. You know, like we said about their strength, he's really going to look to cook him here.
Yeah, that crossface is so nasty. And see how he's got his leg up against the backside of CJ's leg, and that makes it really tough to get your hips going.
Still a lot of time on the clock. We just ticked below 7 minutes.
That's right.
Stay on that crossface. Stay on that crossface. See how he keeps coming to that front leg every time? Let's time that. Let's start timing that.
Very slick transition.
Very slick.
I got to add that to my repertoire. I'm going to be doing some film study later.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Now this is where we get to see a grappler's real metal, is when they're underneath a mount like this with this much time left.
Absolutely.
Good job disrupting Giancarlo's base, and he's on the heel.
Giancarlo does a good job of jumping over there, spinning out, back to his aggressive passing there. And he's got that Theriault pass just dialed in.
One thing about CJ, though, is he's so explosive off his back. If you look at his timing, you almost can't grab it.
Yeah, and that's an advantage to have, right? Because you can almost kind of lull your opponent to sleep on the bottom and then explode. That certainly helps, but he's in a spot of trouble right now.
Yeah, and Giancarlo's played everything perfectly. So patient, and he's looking for this mounted triangle. Very close to it.
The points are now in effect. And, you know, Giancarlo wants to take it to the next level. He's got some big aspirations and really kind of moved to Ottawa to chase those dreams. So, you know, good on him, right, for going after it and really putting in the work.
You know what it shows? I mean, every time we see Giancarlo, he's better and better, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, it is hard to believe.
Very patient on this triangle.
Very
he has
patient.
a lock.
Yeah, he does.
Drop the hips. Drop the hips. Try to get that ankle on his neck. You gotta kind of get to like an ankle. Yeah, now let's set up the regular triangle again. Walk the chest there a bit. Get heavy on the arm. Let's take the arm bar that's there.
You know, and even if there's not finishing pressure instantly on this position, it's just so exhausting to be stuck in there.
You know, CJ's digging deep, though. He's not quitting on this triangle. He's really going to fight through it.
Oh,
And
beautiful
CJ
job
gets out of
shaking
it.
him off there. Wow. They're back on their feet in the middle.
A little honor amongst thieves there with the dap up.
Absolutely.
Beautiful takedown.
Great shot.
You know, that's 2 points.
Giancarlo's on the neck and forces CJ to jump, but CJ's able to come back to the top. And that's going to be a sweep. Tactical error there from CJ during the points section.
It's all tied up at 2. CJ Giancarlo back in the mount, rather.
Yeah, unfortunately, things have gone a little bit from bad to worse here pretty quick. That's 5 more points.
Giancarlo and high mount. You know this has got to be exhausting at this point in the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I do wonder if CJ may have just hit a little bit of a wall there, too, during that last exchange.
He's really going to have to dig deep to get someone with the pressure of Giancarlo off him, but if there's an athlete who can do it, it is CJ.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like that, the explosivity helps CJ start to regard, but Giancarlo doing a great job.
Doing a great job. We're into the last 2 minutes, so you know you're 8 minutes deep into a pretty grueling fight, so it's going to start to take its toll on both guys.
You know, a 3-point deficit is not very hard to come back from, but you know,
that just changed, unfortunately, right there.
As I said it. Great advice from Giancarlo's corner, telling him to stay on top with the triangle, keeping him in a dominant position.
Absolutely. Greg Thomas in the corner from Synergy, you know, well-experienced coach.
I'm consistently impressed whenever Greg is cornering someone, just his ability to communicate with his athlete.
It helps that he has a good, loud, clear voice. You know, that's always an advantage for sure.
Very true.
And there's the finish. Wow, impressive performance. Both guys look great, but Giancarlo comes out and gets the job done.
What a war between two athletes.
Big time.
Your winner and still the Breakthrough Grappling Series 160-pound champion, Giancarlo Tamayo. Giancarlo, your first successful defense. How does it feel?
Amazing, man. Honestly, I got to thank a lot of people, so I'm able to be here. My girl and I, we moved to Ontario. And to be honest, that affected us financially a lot, so couldn't compete the Rogue. I was bummed because it's like one of the best tournaments around also to do, but I really wanted to come to this tournament to defend my belt. And thanks to Stan alone to be able to help me financially to make it here. That's all I want to say for that. Feels great. CJ is a tough opponent, and I'm glad that it went up to almost all the time because I don't want to fly and just get like a 1-minute match. I have been working in this mount specifically. Everyone thought I was going to come for the legs, and I wanted to do something just completely different. So I'm satisfied that I visualized that submission, the mounted triangle, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the match, and I said, I'm going to try it, and I made it. So I'm happy for that.
Well, so far nobody seems to have an answer for you. Do you have anything to say to any forthcoming competitors?
If all the people here that want to compete take it seriously and go up and compete in the best stages possible, reach out to Vince, Durable Grappler. He's right there. Thanks to him, I'm in the best shape I have ever felt. His conditioning, his exercises, and most importantly, his coaching. He's always there whenever I need a message or I have a question. And I'm very hyper. I'm always asking my coaches what's next, what's next, what's next. So I'm happy to have him on my team.
Well, I can attest to the quality of Coach Vince as well, and to the quality of a fantastic champion. Thank you very much. One more?
One more thing, too. Greg, thank you so much for being here for me. My old club, Synergy, even if I moved, I started there, and I'll always be back, always be having you guys on my back. I appreciate you all.
Give it up for Synergy Jiu-Jitsu and Giancarlo Tamayo.
Yeah. You know, technically, I'm not even really supposed to be here right now. So fuck it. Might as well make the most of it. Yeah! Feels good! Woo! Guess I'm lucky. Some of us don't get a second chance. But I ain't blowing this one. Nah, man.
Tonight's next contest is a Breakthrough Grappling Series 180-pound championship title fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is also the co-main event of the evening. And this co-main event is brought to you by Finesse Brand Athletics. If you're going to roll, roll with finesse. First, representing Breakthrough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Amherst, Nova Scotia, the challenger, Jerico Macphee. And his opponent, representing Sprawl or Brawl Mixed Martial Arts in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, Adam McNeil.
Man, great job tonight, too, with the announcing from Jeremy Hall, hey?
Oh, yeah, he is, as always, just one of the best out there.
It's such a fun job being here tonight, and man, what a card it's been, and we're not going to be disappointed with this fight either.
Oh, this fight has got me having butterflies in my stomach. These are two great athletes. Both with so much experience, so much want for that belt. And again, a clash of styles. You got so much top pressure wrestling experience from Jericho.
Although a pretty sweet little wrestle up from Adam there.
It was very good, yes.
Walking, you almost had it there. You want to get underhooks here, Jared. Use that to get an underhook.
It's a good framing. But Adam trying to climb up here.
Swim underhook, good.
Both of these athletes very calm, cool, and collected in this moment.
Yeah, well, lots of experience. I mean, Jericho's been around for as long as I can remember, fighting and competing. And I don't know Adam as well, but I've seen him around for a long, long time. So I know these guys know what they're doing. Now it's just who can put their game on the other.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of training with Jericho for a number of years. So much experience between his time at Bang Tao in Thailand, TriStar in Montreal, in Vegas, and at Syndicate, and of course at Breakthrough, and with training with his brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
But we've seen Adam around the Maritimes for the last several years, and he does not disappoint. He's so aggressive on the legs, and he's very dangerous.
Absolutely, Sprawl and Brawl has been turning out some absolute stallions down there, both in the male and female categories. It's been really impressive to watch.
Looks like Jericho is searching for some sort of Kimura sweep.
I think you're right, and using that knee shield to kind of create some leverage here.
You know, Adam is unassumingly long, though, and his frame does help him maintain really good posture when he doesn't want to be moved.
Absolutely. Nice job retrieving his arm there, too.
Oh, Jericho looking at a top lock position. And he has the triangle lock.
Oh, very nice. Bit of a reverse triangle action, but he lost it there.
So far, I think we've seen some role reversal here from what we assumed we would have going into this.
How does it make you feel that Return of the Mac is playing in the background? Because we know now that that's your favorite song.
Return of the Mac has been with me through my whole football and grappling career, and it playing right now has butterflies in my stomach.
Well, it's a pretty sweet song.
Climb it, and go for the arm. Climb it, go for the arm.
See Adam doing a good job keeping his elbows wide now. He doesn't want to get that top lock again.
Inside control, start breaking him down. Let's go.
Well, it's interesting to see how Adam deals with the strength of Jericho, and I think he's doing a good job with his posture.
No, you're true. You're right. He is doing a great job. And Jericho is so athletic and strong. But a really nice sweep there. But Adam looking to set up leg entanglement.
Don't get ahead of yourself, though. Keep his hip flat to the mat. If he doesn't bring his hip up, he's squished and we're past it, okay? Give him a little bit of a flat. Remember, hips away.
Jericho looking to flatten him out, try to control his posture here. We have about 50 seconds until points. So again, that changes the dynamic of this match.
Absolutely.
Feel that down a bit, feel that down, feel that foot right down, and around, then we're back, yep, nice. Good, just careful on the re-entry, okay? Yep,
Now
nice.
Jericho attacking the leg.
There it is, yep, catching it.
And they're going to be out of bounds here. You got to think it's a restart on the feet here, probably.
I wonder if they're going to go to a 50-50 position.
Well, maybe so.
Rolling. Shout out to referee Chris McDonald.
Absolutely. Chris and Jeremy and Joel all refereeing in my organization, East Coast Grappling as well, which we have our yearly championship coming up October 5th, a shameless self-promotion, but it is going to be lit.
They always
As
are.
the kids say nowadays.
And Jericho going directly for the heel.
Right, both of them all over.
And Jericho looking to wrestle up. And Adam doing a good job.
Yeah, he got Adam to concede there, but I think Adam likes this spot, right? He's comfortable on his bum.
Well, he has such long limbs. It's so hard to deal with his guard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use your left foot and kick that other foot off that he has attached to your
And with about 5 seconds until points, we settle into this.
Yeah, you kind of feel like both guys are where they want to be at this point, right? Like,
yeah,
where they probably have their best chances of making something happen here.
I know he has an under, but you still have him flat. Let's go.
Let's see how Jericho passes this. And Adam is playing. Adam is such a good butterfly guy.
Yeah, really good job disrupting the balance there.
Yep, nice. Body lock him, put him back down. Yep, body lock him, put him back down. Swing your right hand under. Swing your right hand under. There, connect your hands. Connect your hands, put him
There we
down.
go. Nice blue body lock.
Good.
Jericho
Nice.
searching
And
for
keep
that
your
body
hips
lock
heavy here.
pass.
Hips heavy. Keep his heels towards his butt as you work here. Work for a sprawl and look to shelf his leg, okay? Just keep his heels close to his butt, okay? Good. Let's start moving to the left now. Let's go. Yes, there it is. Good. Shelf it, shelf it. Use your left leg to keep his leg close. There, now collect into half guard now. Collect into half. Collect into half. I know he has a butterfly, but you're all right. Get it flat.
Just really strategic movement here on top, by Jericho, working his way to the half guard.
Yeah, he's really taking it step by step. And with a guy like Adam, you can't rush. So this is very smart by Jericho.
That's right. Got to kill that butterfly hook. That's going to be Adam's regard tool, and he did it here, right? Got himself square again with that foot.
Lift him up. Connect your hands. Lift a little bit more. Lift him a little bit more.
3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here.
Yeah, connect now. Connect
No score on the board today, right at this point.
Okay, we got to swim some unders here. I don't like this double unders. Yeah, nice. Good, scoop it up.
Oi.
Hike.
See Adam just glued to Jericho there on that stand-up. Jericho shocks and Adam sits again, so they're right back to where they started.
No, for those of you at home who have been in a position like this, or even if you haven't, you have to know that both these guys are they're both looking for something specific. And if you can't get it, it gets very frustrating. So it's going to be interesting to see who might get frustrated first and make that mistake.
And that's what it is. It's a game of mistakes right at this point. These guys are pretty well matched, and nobody wants to be the first person to make that mistake.
Keep him flat. Let's go. He has a butterfly hook. Let's be cautious of that.
Jericho's got to be feeling good around the knee here in the half guard, putting some pressure on finally.
Had him with the half butterfly. Could cause issues, though, but it looks like Jericho's escaping his knee line.
Push into him. Keep him flat. Now let's go to our regular half guard. Get your right knee, your left knee into his hip. Left knee into his hip. Left knee into his hip. Good, good. Now we're working. Make sure you have underhooks. He's trying to refish. Pause
Jericho
and
looking to
maintain the
cook
underhooks to keep him
McNeil.
flat on his back as you go here.
I mean, not a bad strategy, really. Put a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, good.
No, and when you're as strong as Jericho is, it can do a lot of damage.
Keep him flat. Keep him flat. Let's go.
Good job regarding by McNeil.
Adam's legs are ridiculous. The dexterity is insane.
Limp arm, let's go. Get out of that. Yep, good. Nice, nice. Yep, yep.
Oh, we could be close to a score here. And there's a score. 3 points for the guard pass for Jericho. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining.
Let's scoop that arm up.
Jericho settling in the north-south, looking to collect an arm.
1 minute. Take your time, Bob. I want you to solidify an arm and submit him.
The line of communication between Justice and Jericho's corner and Jericho is very loud.
Well, that's probably comes from years of growing up together and yelling at each other. Comes naturally. We got 40 seconds remaining here, guys.
3-0.
Yeah, Jericho playing the smart game here too. I mean, you're up on points. It's been a really tight match, so don't make anything crazy, here happen.
Adam able to get his arms out.
Adam's getting to his knees here. He's going to maybe look to wrestle here. Oh, what a jump to the back.
Wow. Beautiful. What a transition. That is awesome.
We're ticking down, 5 seconds remaining. Still going for the finish.
Relentless from Jericho.
And there's the win for Jericho. Title, beautiful.
And the belt will change hands.
Your winner by points and new Breakthrough Grappling Series 180-pound champion, Jerico Macphee. Jericho, it was a grind of a match. You gutted it out. You got the job done. Give me your thoughts on the performance.
Good performance, I guess. But listen, a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I tore my knee pretty bad, my left knee, and I don't know to what circumstance, but my training the last 3 weeks has been very limited. So haven't been able to push the intensity in the gym, had to do more flow type rounds, so I can still get some work in. But hey, man, here's what it is. This is a grueling sport, man. I mean, we have all types of nicks and bruises coming in here, man, but doesn't matter, man. I mean, look at this thing. It was worth it, right?
It was a great performance. And, we expect to see the leg attacks there to Adam, the same as, you had with Beaton in your previous round. Did you do anything different to prepare, knowing those leg attacks would come?
No, I mean, Adam's are really savvy in the legs, but I know he also is very good in the upper body department as well. And I just knew that it would be, just playing it safe, playing it smart, and especially the first 5 minutes, no points. So just trying to play smart, and he had a beautiful takedown off the bat. I just didn't respect his grips, and I paid for it. So, yeah, no, it was good.
Well, it seems like you learned out there, and you brought home a championship for Breakthrough Grappling. Ladies and gentlemen, your new champion.
Real quick, I want to dedicate that match to my grandma. She had a rough last couple days, so Nanny, this one's for you. I love you so much.
Congrats, Andy.
Jerico Macphee.
One, two.
Tonight's next matchup is a Breakthrough Grappling Series Championship title fight and the main event of the evening. Tonight's main event is brought to you by Durable Grappler. For all of your strength, conditioning, and recovery needs, visit Durable Grappler and ask for Coach Vince. And now, our first competitor, fighting out of GFT Moncton in Moncton, New Brunswick, the challenger, Chad Cox. And his opponent, representing Evolution Training Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Please welcome Rory Gillis.
Well, here we are, man. The time has come. Main event of the evening, and what a main event it is.
Oh, you have two of the best around. Such a vet in Chad Cox. And honestly, Rory is a vet too. He collects belts like they're Pokemon cards.
He really does. And we were saying just before this how active Chad has been, you know, in the last year or so competing and really competing well, which is awesome to see. And then, you know, Rory is, he's been all over the place the last few years. Big presence in FLA, winning, you know, MMA fights left, right, and center. And grappling events alike.
Yeah, he seems to be on an unstoppable tear, and that's really the project at hand for Chad Cox right now, is can he stop this train?
Yeah, and it starts right there with the wrestling, right? But Chad is good off his back. So it's, you know, there's sort of a stylistic clash here.
Both these guys so savvy in every position. It's so interesting to watch how they react to each other.
Absolutely. And worth saying, just a couple of all-around solid cats too, right? You know, both real nice guys. And that's one of the best things about the jiu-jitsu community. We fight hard, but man, everybody's so great.
Rory looking to connect to Chad's head here.
Chad doing a good job, scooping under the legs, keeping Rory kind of close, his stance close.
I think Rory caught a knee while Chad was looking for that throw his leg over there.
Hey,
it happens.
everything goes.
Yeah. I've seen Rory in his MMA fights. I think he can take a knee or two.
I think you're right. Absolutely. He probably just fires him up a little bit.
Yeah. Shake the cobwebs off.
That's right.
Yeah. He's doing a great job guarding that top leg. He knows where Chad wants to put that. Chad changing game plans now.
Absolutely. And I feel like the closer Rory is to your head and shoulder control, then the more dangerous he is, right?
I can speak from experience that is very true.
Yep.
He's got such heavy pressure, and if he puts your shoulders to the ground, he pins those, it's going to be rough.
Oh, nice try.
Great
sweep attempt, but Rory just so hard to wrestle up against.
Chad with a weird grip on Rory's back foot, using it to wrestle up.
Yeah, it worked
really
nicely to help him wrestle up, and they're separated. Oh, wow.
And
Great
that's what we
job so
mean.
far.
These guys, like, they have so much knowledge. They're going to put on such a good fight, and you can tell they're just kind of in their flow state now. We might as well not all be here.
No, that's right.
But I'm so glad we are, and this crowd is on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, this has been an awesome crowd, man. Lots of great cheers. Really appreciating when there's good scrambles and good techniques. So I love that. An educated crowd, they would say. So Chad kind of takes a shot and then decides to sit. And this kind of scooping of the leg has been working here.
Rory trying out the hip switch half. I'm interested to see how this works. Chad doing the right thing, though. Getting the arm over, looking to try to post.
Nice job of trying to scoot out. Tries to sweep. Chad's going to try and wrestle up again here.
Rory heavy with that sprawl, not letting him get anywhere.
Right. Strong crossface here from Rory.
Now, depending on how long this situation lasts, we could be looking at Rory passing into points. We're about 40 seconds from that.
40 seconds from points.
And he is past the guard now. Let's see where he settles.
Really great job again by Chad to scramble and wrestle out of the position.
Rory doing the right thing, though, here. Really put pressure on that head, keeping his leg heavy. And with 10 seconds still points, we'll see where this scramble takes us.
Right. So points are in effect now. We're kind of seeing this theme, aren't we? Like half guard seems to be a place that both these guys want to kind of home base from.
Well, Rory passes so well from that hip switch half, and I think that that's clashing with the fact that Chad looks so comfortable just being in half guard.
Yeah, he does. And he's wrestled up really well on the pass attempts.
And Chad's got a long body, right? So when he throws that arm around on the hip switch half to kind of post and get up and look to sweep, he can really use those effectively.
Yeah, you're right.
Rory's playing the smart, though. He really wants to pin his shoulders to the mat.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the position he's been looking for here, where he's got a strong crossface. He's over the knee. You know, he's got the arms, but Chad's looking for that foot again. He's done a great job keeping that foot away. And look, almost get back to the guard there.
If Rory's looking to pass, he's going to have to start freeing that knee. But, you know, you have to do his smart timing because Chad's so explosive.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chad's timing is, you know, expert, right?
He's been around the game for so long.
Absolutely.
Nothing either of these guys haven't seen.
Oh. Man, a great attempt there.
Rory with a Kimura grip.
Chad driving hard with the head here to avoid this position. There's a lot going on here in this position.
Yeah, I can't say this is too common.
No. Kind of Chad had an arm and a leg, and Rory had an arm and a leg. And, I don't know how you recreate that position, honestly.
If there's anyone with the brains to do it, it's Chris McDonald.
I mean, that was pretty easy to set back up, actually.
For greater minds than ours.
Yeah, that's right. Great job by the referees. Anyway, Chris is doing a great job out there. While we have a little pause in the action, it's worth just taking a second to really shout out the crew here at Breakthrough Grappling. This has been such an awesome event. We really hope everybody's enjoyed it. I think the talent keeps going up and up here on these cards.
Oh, it does. And you know what? The crowds grow each time. It's very noticeable that this has become a production, a show, and an event that everybody not only wants to fight at, but wants to be a part of.
Yeah, well, it's sick, and I know I enjoy being a part of it, so I'm glad to be here.
Oh, I'm having the time of my life every time as a competitor and as a commentator.
I just getting to spend time with each other is special too, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's a lifelong friendship. Oh,
so we're
transition to the back
here.
And this is where Rory's dangerous. He transitions to mount.
Man, great job by Chad, though, to stay on the scramble.
Oh, but he does have the arm trap, and he sits off. And a scramble.
Wow, unreal.
Wow. Rory does have an arm, though. You know, Chad is not, if he can free that arm, he's in a good position to pass around the backside.
Yeah, man, I'm super impressed with how Chad's been moving here in this match.
Oh, wow. The survival by Chad Cox.
Unreal.
And he kept it scoreless. That whole scramble, Chad was trying to ice skate uphill, and he got to the top of that hill.
Yeah, that was incredible. And all of that work and no points for either guy, it's incredible to see.
I don't know what more you guys want from a main event coming down to the wire here.
No, this has been perfect. Great end to a great night. We're down to about 35 seconds left. Chad's going to avoid the score here again.
Oh, wow. Gets the turtle. Oh, good job by Rory.
Oh, Rory pushes to the top. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
And he scores the points with 10 seconds remaining.
No, and barring a miracle, that's going to do it.
Yeah, but no matter what, Chad should feel super proud of this match. This has been an awesome battle, and he's still after it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fight. Great job, guys. Well,
Warriors
that's it
on
for
each
us
end.
tonight for the commentary. Let's turn it over to Jeremy one last time.
Your winner by points and still the Breakthrough Grappling Series champion, Rory Gillis. Rory, your first successful title defense, I believe, in Breakthrough. Tell me, how did you get ready for the match? What did you think of the performance?
We did lots of rounds. I know Chad Cox is a beast. He's been a beast in the Maritimes for a long time, so I was honored to take this match. If everybody could give a hand to Chad Cox for taking this match, too. Thanks, Chad. People I'd like to thank Knots Jiu-Jitsu, thanks Cassio in my corner, Spencer in my corner, all the guys at Evolution who helped give me good rounds, and the crew at Synergy who's given me a lot of good rounds too. Thanks Greg and Melissa and Giancarlo, all you guys.
Okay, so between MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and well, you've got to be busy as a firefighter. What's next?
Hopefully have some fight news coming soon, so stay tuned for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Rory Gillis! Thank you for joining us for Breakthrough Grappling Series number 7. Get home safe, folks. Good night.